South Africa has a president who doesn't make decisions, he commissions them. Eskom's collapsing? Commission. COVID corruption? Commission. Land grabs? Oh, definitely a commission. Honestly, if Ramaphosa ran a restaurant instead of giving you food, he'd give you a menu of commissions and then call it a meal. And here's the kicker. It's not just one or two since 2018. Ramaphosa has launched 6 major judicial commissions and more than 34 advisory panels, councils, and task teams. South Africans don't have load shedding fatigue, they have commission fatigue. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to head on over to the Back a Buddy campaign linked in the description and pinned comment to support the upcoming projects of Stolen Ground 2 and 3. If you haven't seen Stolen Ground 1, I highly suggest that you do. That is also linked in the pinned comment and description. And the first Stolen Ground focused on the Tygerberg Raceway land invasion. Now I aim to look and investigate the Hermanus and Grabouw land invasion. But I need your help in order to get this project off the ground. So please, ladies and gentlemen, if 4,000 people donated 50 Rand, we would hit our goal. Help me uncover the truth behind land grabs in South Africa. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Newsflash. I'm your host, Emilio. Thanks for tuning in. Let's break this down. Ramaphosa has essentially turned the union buildings into a factory of commissions. You've got the SARS-Nugent Commission, which fired Tom Moyeni and brought in Kisvetter. Good move, but one decent apple doesn't fix the rotten tree. The Eskom Sustainability Task Team meant to solve load shedding in 2018, and yet here we are in 2025 and there's still load shedding happening in some parts of the country. The National Coronavirus Command Council, remember that one and that circus, it was supposed to coordinate pandemic response, but even lawyers didn't know if its decisions were legal. The PIC Commission, investigating corruption in the Public Investment Corporation, because what's South Africa without another corruption commission or corruption scandal? The Climate Finance Task Team, which basically asked the West for billions to fix energy. And now Eskom still runs on duct tape and prayers. And the brand new Madlanga Commission to investigate criminal syndicates in our justice system. Yes, you heard right. A commission to investigate if our cops, spies, and prosecutors are working with criminals. Which is like launching an inquiry to find out if water is in fact wet. This isn't governance. This is procrastination with paperwork. And here's where it gets really absurd. Here's the kicker. Ramaphosa himself admitted he'd rather be seen as a weak president than split the ANC. That's not leadership. That's a hostage note written in ANC letterhead. Instead of taking decisive action, he does what? Launches another commission. For fuck's sake. It's the political version of hitting snooze on the national alarm clock. And just like snooze, it doesn't solve the problem, it just delays the disaster. Need to hold corrupt officials accountable? Need to fix Eskom? Need to address apartheid crimes the TRC flagged decades ago? Surprise! Commission of inquiry into delays in TRC case prosecutions. Yeah, predictable. Imagine needing a commission to explain why justice has been sitting in a filing cabinet since the 1990s. It's like being at a hospital with a broken leg, and instead of a doctor, they give you a task team on bone pain. What? Now, let's talk about the price tag. These things aren't free. Research, administration, consultants, travel, hotels, catering, millions, sometimes hundreds of millions. Take the National Dialogue of 2025. Ramaphosa promised it would unite South Africans and write the next chapter of democracy. Sounds noble, right? Until you realize it cost 400 million Rand. Down from 700 million Rand, but because nothing says cost saving, like blowing nearly $500 million on what turned out to be a glorified talk shop. Totally diabolical. Civil society groups bailed because it was clearly ANC controlled. Take the Eminent Persons Group, which were guiding the dialogue, handpicked to make sure the ANC's ideology prevailed. So it wasn't a dialogue, it was a monologue with catering. And the public? Tired, cynical, angry. It is not a coincidence. I'm not an idiot. South Africans know this game. Endless commissions that cost millions and deliver nothing. We don't even get closure. The COVID PPE corruption task team found irregularities, but prosecutions? Practically none. The Eskom task team delivered reports, but the lights are still off. Commissions in South Africa are like promises from a dodgy mechanic. Expensive, time-consuming, and the car is somehow worse when you get back in. But here's the bigger issue. These commissions aren't just stalling tactics. They're a symptom of a failing system. South Africa is run by one of the most centralized governments in the world, and it's choking on its own red tape. Everything funnels up to Pretoria. Decisions that could be handled by local communities are stuck waiting for some commission to make a recommendation, which then waits for cabinet's approval, which then waits for ANC factions to fight about it. By the time anything gets implemented, Eskom has blown another transformer, the taps have run dry in another town, and the rand has taken a holiday in Zimbabwe.
Shocker.
The report argues the solution isn't more commissions, it's decentralization, giving communities real autonomy. Because Pretoria is like that one group project manager who insists on doing everything, then shows up with nothing. If you think about it, Cyril's presidency is basically one long group therapy session without the therapy or the results. South Africa doesn't have leadership. It has a PowerPoint addiction. Imagine if other areas of life worked like this. Your kid is failing school? Don't tutor them. Set up a task team for underperformance in grade 5. Your house is on fire? Forget the fire brigade. Launch the Commission on Household Combustion. And your marriage is falling apart? Don't talk to your spouse. Nah, forget about that. Launch a national dialogue on relationship stability. That's literally our president's playbook. South Africa doesn't suffer from a lack of ideas. We suffer from a lack of courage. Ramaphosa hides behind commissions because real leadership would mean breaking the ANC's toxic unity and confronting corruption head on. But here's the truth. Unity built on avoiding responsibility is not unity, it's complicity. We don't need more talk shops. We need leaders who act, communities that are free to govern themselves, and a system that stops rewarding delay and dysfunction. Because at the end of the day, commissions don't keep the lights on. They don't create jobs. They don't even deliver water. They don't put criminals behind bars. They just put democracy on hold. And South Africans are tired of being put on hold. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to help me uncover the truth behind land grabs in South Africa, please head on over to the Back a Buddy campaign, linked in the description and pinned comment. You can find out more details at stolenground.co.za. And if you prefer EFT, well, EFT details are also available in the pinned comment and description. Comment below. Let me know what you think about all this. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think these commissions are a waste of time, or do you agree with them? And no matter which platform you're watching this episode on, please drop a like, a follow, or a subscribe, and share this video far and wide. I've got more content coming your way, and with all that being said, thanks for watching. Your Newsflash is in.
Hi, I'm Michelle Finney, creator of Fart in a Box.
You fucking hate it when people, like, you come up with like some sort of business idea and then it doesn't work out, and then some other motherfucker comes up with it and then makes millions from it. Like, take this fucking chick, for example. You know how long I've been trying to punt the idea of selling a fart in a box? I've been fucking shipping my farts in boxes to people for years, and nobody fucking wants to pay me for it, and I don't fucking get it. Why not? And then Michelle comes around and fucking sells her fart in a box for billions. How the fuck? Next time I should patent my fucking ideas. Do you know what I mean? But yo guys, anyone wants a fart in a box, just contact me. I'll ship it straight through, eh? Fuck Michelle. Do not contact Michelle. Contact me.